This is Serenum.
My name is Tony Hall. I'm Head of Technology for the Good Care Group. I'm responsible for all things systems. I'm responsible for infrastructure, mobile comms, landline comms, but primarily I'm responsible for the way we use our Salesforce implementation and how we use it to run our business. So we've had Salesforce implemented for quite a long time. We've had an instance for about 9 or 10 years now. But over the last few years, we have been using a third-party rostering system. It was cloud-based, but there was no link between that and Salesforce at all. That caused us a lot of issues to do with duplicate data, double entry of data. We had data inaccuracy, and certainly reporting was an absolute nightmare because there was no way you could pull information out of both systems. So we had a real challenge on our hands, and that's when I started looking around to see if we could do it better and stay on the Force.com ecosystem. Serenum was actually recommended by somebody. There didn't seem to be a huge amount else on the market. I know there's now a couple of tools out there, but certainly I hadn't come across Serenum before. Josh and I had an initial chat at the Salesforce World Tour, and we went from there. The biggest point from my point of view was the reporting capability and the fact that it just was such a long and laborious process to be able to run, relatively straightforward payroll reports. We need to make sure that the organisation remains safe. So we've got challenges around making sure that what's in Salesforce was the same in the rostering solution. Make sure that we had the right levels of care and the right person in the right placement as well, looking after our clients. So those are the two major points. I think it's the visual nature of it. Although that said, I'm particularly getting into the mapping functionality at the moment and learning what else we can do with that. So it's great to be able to see a visual representation of who's where, what they're doing, and also if there's a problem as well. It's great to have that clarity about the way you're running your business. We have a team of 6 schedulers, and they're responsible for working with our carers. So there's a fair size of workforce, and also because of the nature of the work, they've got to deal with what we deem as emergencies as well. So if a carer falls ill or there's an additional carer required, they've got to pick these up and move really, really swiftly with them. So the feedback from them has been fantastic because they get to work on the same system with the same data. It's a single click to move from a carer's contact record to look at what's going on with their schedule. From a carer's point of view, it's quite similar. It gives them a full year of visibility of what their upcoming shifts are. It makes it nice and easy for them to understand where they're going next. Yeah, it's really difficult for us to get a clear picture of return on investment, but the way we measure our business is with utilisation. So it's a really fine balance between making sure that we have enough carers available should we need them, but not too many that we've got them sitting around and not able to work. So the scheduling team and the operations team. Beyond that, they're very, very focused on making sure that we get that utilisation right. So that's a significant challenge for us. That's probably the single biggest benefit is that clear picture of utilisation. But we're now starting to look closer into our matching as well. Although matching and looking at what we internally call ESTQ, so the experience, skills, training and qualifications of our carers, is understanding the right match. When we first started using Serenum, we didn't necessarily use the matching automation very much, but that's something that now we're very much focused on looking at the quality of the match and can we report on that. And your support team as well have been really helpful in providing some reporting for me as well. project took, I think, 3 or 4 months in total. We went live last September. The most problematic bit of the implementation was absolutely the migration from the legacy system. We had to move 850,000 rows of data and do an awful lot of manual matching, because they were 2 separate systems, and we just didn't have that match. So there was an awful lot of manual work we needed to do that. The scope of the system was reasonably clear. The head of scheduling had a stated set of requirements, and we met with a number of people within the implementation team to drive the detail. It took a while to get everything configured, because our model is based on a number of days of care rather than the number of hours of care at a time. So we had to tweak that a little bit. But yeah, the support throughout the project and after the project has been fantastic. I'm reasonably regularly popping onto the Serenum University and looking up questions. If it doesn't give me the right answers, then I'm in touch with the support team. And I think it's Kieran who I deal with mostly, and it's great that you're able to have a conversation with somebody as well as be responsive with email as well. It's a good support experience.